Okay, I think that should have me all set up. How's it all looking? I think this is good. Yeah, perfect, perfect. All right, so I think this is the best option. Yeah, I don't even have an underground map yet. I have not been underground on this character, so this is probably the one that's what's my vigor? Good, I did in fact put it all into vigor. Smart me. Now, thankfully, we don't need to kill anything, so... Oh. Except for myself. You know it's a Loki stream. Howdy, Xavier. Good to see you in the chat. Hello, I am. Good to see you both. Oh, boy. Let's get this over with. Really? Really? I am just unlucky, I guess. All right, so the goal for today is to add on to what I've already got, because you guys have been helping me find some holes that could be filled in the existing Radigan's Reign thesis. So it's like, okay, like I feel like I kind of feel bad I didn't think about this earlier. I didn't even mention, you know, the gargoyles that go to Malekith and stuff, right? So, start with a banger, yeah. Like a bang on the ground as my skull cracks. But anyway, so I'm very glad to actually have soporific grease. All right. Oh, we go this way. There we go. Bird bolt. I remember this being incredibly rare. Am I wrong? Isn't this incredibly rare as a weapon? Like, you don't get this ammunition a lot, from what I recall. Something to add as a point. Rune arc. Golden Rune 6, not a surprise. Altus, again, this goes to my point about why these buildings have collapsed and stuff. A nascent butterfly. That could be another hint at Mikkela's influence. Yeah, okay. Good. Good to know. Finger calling remedy. Smithing stone 5. Yeah, everything is consistent with what I remember my assessment being, so. Clarifying white cured meat. Clarifying is for focus. Focus affects sleep. Is that it? It's not just sleep though it affects, right? It does more than just, or a stat. Bouts and madness too. Okay. Only here, I think it's sold by the frenzy merchant imprisoned at Mogwin. That would make sense because again, there would be idea that the same soldier, like the merchants picking up the same stuff that the soldiers would be here. I guess you can make an argument with the sleep stuff be like opposed to Mikkel. No, it would be with, because I feel like a lot of times you have the meats that resist sleep also being given by the factions that do the sleep, or say, or like whatever the other, you know, items and objects related. I'm also thinking the sleep stuff that you collect and that's like related to like the misbegotten you have here is supposed to be connected to that story with the Crusader, whatever. Like, so those who are attached to the Golden Order and want to join up with Mikkela versus those who kind of want to stay with the Perfumers. I think that's supposed to kind of hint at like conflict there between like two, like a schism in the factions, as it were. Somber Stone. All right. Okay. Yeah, guys, don't worry. This definitely looks like a building that sank. It just sank all the way through this solid rock overhang, you know? Or this one too. Like this one just cleanly, yeah, this. It's always funny when stuff like this comes up. 'Cause every time I see it in my brain, I'm just like, yeah, this is silly. This is redonkulous. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think there's anything to what I said the other day about electrocharge? That it came from Fortisax? Yeah, I think I covered that in my Ancient Dragon War thing, where, yeah, I would basically agree. I would assume it come from Fortisax. So I would be totally behind that assessment of yours, like Xavier. Like maybe there's some nuances I could, like, you know, maybe like nitpick or something, but like in terms of like the general idea, like, yeah, I think it's on track. It's consistent with where I stand. I love rocks. I'm glad you do. I am. Beautiful little things, the dem rocks. All right. I'll be honest, it's the first time I think I've ever looted that thing and not gotten in a grab attack. Because I feel like every time I've gone there, they've always landed right on me, and somehow none of them landed on me. Crazy. All right, let's do this to say I have it. Yeah, like again, if you want, Xavier, feel free to read my ancient really? Feel free to read my Ancient Dragon War stuff on it and like see if there's any point where you disagree or you feel like you differ on that, and maybe tell me why, because, you know, again, I still consider myself barely graduating from neophyte tier. Like, honestly, I still think, like, have I really, or am I still, like, in the neophyte zone? Like, it really does feel like I still have so much to learn. There we go. My idea was that Fortisax gave the Red Lightning Fortisax version, and Godwin or his knights made it gold. Oh, so you would say that you think it wasn't like, oh, this is just Fortisax teaching it. You would go so far as to say you think it was like the red version of it, and then like the knights then took that and turned it into the gold art as we know it. I feel like I do think that's workable. My nuance would be, I think it would be something more like he just taught a lesser, gold, you know, quote unquote, lesser, a gold version of it, right? Because it was more manageable and it was more to their preferences, right? Like, obviously, reddish gold was, of course, a thing of the Crucible, but we're no longer in that Crucible era, so it's like, okay, let's have something that's like pure gold and like, you know, something that can really sort of, you know, capture, you know, not capture, but, you know, bridge the gaps, as it were. So I think that's where I would take it on that. I love also throwing the living thing such a celestial. All right. All right. All right. Well. Yeah. Made the red lightning gold. I get you what you're saying. The thing is, I don't think Electrocharge is the exact same as even what we get from, like, Godwin's lightning, incantation thing. But I've never done the comparison, so it could be. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad way to angle it. All right. Oh, there you are. Man, first time down here. Crazy. Don't want to touch items or anything in this area quite yet. Can I get an extra... Sure. Level up. Still no. Go this way. I think we're supposed to go up higher first, right? Yeah, over here. Boom. Then we go this way. The only Godwin indication we get is Godwin answering 4-6 calls with Death Lightning, if I remember correctly. Was it him answering his calls, or was it just supposed to be a manifestation of the arts, but it was corrupted by the death? I don't quite recall the specifics for that one. I just remember that it talked about, you know, their history together as friends. Or how they became friends, I think it was specifically. Oh. Nice. Alright. I have to get a shot of this. This is too good. With the golden centipede in the background, it's perfect. Oh, that didn't count? Okay. There we go. Interesting look on the heads. Yeah, it's not like a low poly thing. It didn't load in or something. Hey, Macaroni! Good to see you. This picture has calculated. That it does. Oh, that's my sister. What's she doing here? Oh, that's mean. That's mean. Your poor sister. She does not deserve that. I think I already have pictures of you. Yeah, I vaguely recall getting pictures. At least I know I've definitely put my camera up your skirt before, that's for sure. It's amazing what the mind vaguely remembers. Reminder, guy's apparently sleeping when we first talked to him and he's not responding, though that's apparently him making sleeping sounds. Okay, it's called Fortisex's power, but Fortis has a unique Rory animation for it, and Godwin casts Rancor spirits if you hit Fia, so I think it was just my interpretation. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It's easy to get like your brain mixed up on that type of stuff. Again, I still stand by. I think you, at the very least, I think even if it's not like, you know, pinpoint accurate, I think you're on the right track with like the whole thing with electrocharge, right? We can like, you know, quibble over the details, but I think that would be the general point of the statement. Now, we've done this boss fight and stuff before. So, like, don't get me wrong. But now we want to definitely get shots of them all with all the moving parts. Also, remember, you have the power to use free cam and cutscenes. Thankfully, there are no cutscenes here. So pretty an arena for so annoying a reset boss? Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything from what I've taken in the past of this guy. That's a cool angle. Man, the darker lighting really accentuates the blues and stuff here, you know? Wait, or is that unique to this boss? Am I crazy? I have to check if we haven't killed the one in Langdell yet, because I feel like the eyes especially be real noticeable, but anything else I want to get shots of? Alright, let's get him in here. Oh, whoops. 1 second. Boss. There we go. Alright. Let me just double check. Yeah, definitely a bit, definitely like a purple look here. I really have to check if that's in the baseline one. Oh. Wait. There we go. Oh! Alright, player model's hidden. Something like this. His breath stinks so hard that it can kill you? Yeah, basically. I like how the teeth stuff and everything stretches, too. Like, ain't that disgusting? Woo! Oh, damn, too early on that one. Oh, that was just luck on my part. I should have gone hit there. Woo! Crazy how you're able to stay airborne, you know, with those stone rigid wings. Rigid stone wings. Oh. Ah! Woo! Damn. Oh, that was, I almost dodged into it. Woo. Just, Xavier, if you're looking for stuff on Electrocharge, I recommend, oh. Sorry, I was a little distracted. I recommend using Control plus F. Well, not the plus sign, but you know, just use Control F. That's the best way when you're trying to search anything for anything. Steak America. The Virgin Elden Ring Gargoyle versus the Chad Dark Souls Gargoyle. Amen, brother. All right. Now. Oh. Let's see if we can slow things down. Point 4 will be fine, I think. We'll put it to that for now. Okay. Let's get back into the game. I'm gonna get hit by that so hard instantly. There we go. So like this is okay. Yeah, nothing else. I think we got all the shots I wanted for this. Why do they have two faces like America Radigan thing? Yeah, this seems to be the implication, is that the gargoyles were part of American Radigan's experiments for fundamentalism to try to, you know, understand what they are and how they were created, you know? Because they're like, how is it that, you know, how did there end up being two of us, right? So I think they were trying to recreate that. It also explains why they have the, you know, angelic imagery being done with them, with like the wings, with the body of a man and all that. Because, you know, get it? America was a human, quote unquote, who became God, right? So this whole idea of the angel as sort of like the mediator between man and the divine, a symbol and all that. Oh. I wanted to do that earlier, unfortunately. Yeah, so they find that one mention for me. Huh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I had a whole section dedicated to it because of the stuff with the ancient dragon cult, but I'll double check. You sure it's just not a passing mention, not just that the whole paragraph covers it? I'll be honest, I don't think that was even me. I think his hitbox was just that clean. Oh. Yeah, something like this. There we go. Another Malaketh's command, right? Or am I mistaken? The black corpse wax ones are. The regular ones seem to just be generic guards of Langdell. It's only the ones that have had, like, the Rune of Death's power infused into the actual corpse wax. Which I guess is fitting, considering, you know, it's corpse wax. You know, literally the Japanese is more like death wax, right? But, you know, you get the idea. So, like, it's fitting, right? Yeah, that's the section I'm talking about, Xavier, trying to putting it all together. I could have swore, though, I mentioned that in connection to Fortisax and the teachings or whatever, in the paragraphs before or after. Because the big point was trying to discuss the transition from Fortisax to Landsax as far as the cult with the Lesser Knights was concerned. Alright, now here's the question. Can we get... You can't really see the fog walls from here. I like that. Those are some good shots. Yeah, you mentioned that. Good, okay. I just want to make sure. I was like, I know I'm not crazy. I do remember what I wrote for that. That said, with what we've discussed there, it's possible I want to look over and see if maybe I could expand on specifics as well. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I could probably do well to expand upon it, to clarify. Ah. Oh. I don't know. What do you think? Something like this, maybe? There we go. Okay, yeah, I think that covers what we want. All right. I think that covers all that. Now, let's see what I can do from here. Oh. There we go. All right, so I'm thinking if, so correct me if I'm wrong, chat. This boss does the aura thing that Godfrey does, at some point in the fight, right? Do I need to get the other gargoyle to show up for that? Oh. Let me. Just so we get an idea of what the fight is. Yakuza Enjoyer, welcome to the chat. Oh god, I'm almost dead. Oh, I'm out of Crimson Flasks. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. The one after with the one-handed... Okay, so it's the other one that does it, not this one. Gotcha. Of course it's the one with the one-handed axe, not the halberd. That makes sense. To connect it to the Godfrey. Oh, damn. If you could do that attack again in the lighting, that'd be real great, buddy. I'd really appreciate it. I know what the problem is. There we go. I was like, the lock on, the health bar, like, oh, that was working for me. Beautiful. The beauty of cinematography. Alright, a few more shots of this guy, and then we stop caring about him. Damn, if that fog wall was in the background, it'd be perfect. I'm gonna just take it so I remember that there is, in fact, a... Yes. You know, this one isn't that bad, either. Maybe raise it just a little, lower it a little. Readjust. There you go. Is that gold in the wings? That or corpse wax. Take your pick. It's something. Nope. Okay. No. No, this works for me. Okay. I think it's safe to die. Let's go closer to the entrance so I don't have to run as far for my runes. You also look at perfumer bolts for the corpse wax on them? Yeah. I already have shots of that. Why do the weapons have resin? Because, apparently they were supposed to be being put together. Though, again, looking at, cut content, it may be more so sort of like, you know... their way to kind of like, you know... paper over how they, you know, changed the lore on what the original plan with some of the weapons, at least, were. Because it looked like at least there was this idea that these were supposed to be ceremonial weapons that you'd originally bury people with, right? And then after the fact, they would, like as part of the ceremonial process, the corpse wax would be like put on it and all that stuff. But it looks like that got cut and, you know, instead became this whole thing of like, you know, much like the gargoyles themselves, the corpse wax is being used for the purposes of like, you know, putting together, you know, disparate pieces. So it's supposed to be the idea like, oh yeah, these weapons were actually, you know, put together from various parts, even though it really doesn't look like it. It really looks like it's just one full weapon with some corpse wax, you know, slathered on the blade section. Not some you know, definitely fit more with like it being like a ceremonial type thing. All right, I think I can safely die here. I think we've had enough time. There we go. All right, now this, I think I want to... let's put it to ×5 speed again. There we go. Now, I may be wrong here. I think the smart play is to... Actually, one sec, I gotta... There we go, driving me crazy. Freaking dog coming in and out and in and out. It's like, my dog, like, decide. All right, so. Steak America. Looks like it was dipped in a vat. Yeah, right? Like, it doesn't look like what it's claiming to be. And I think that's because, again, it was cut content and they were, you know, they went with a different idea, basically, right? So the image is not perfectly aligned as much as we'd love. Let me double check. Yeah, everything is. Okay. We should be set here. All right. All right, this is gonna take us a while, so. Get ready, chat. This is gonna be the next 5 minutes. VOD viewers, skip 5 minutes! Oh, no, damn, I missed it. No, you asshole! There we go. I still want to get rid of Twin Blade. Sorry, the regular one. So we can just focus on the Twin Blade guy. Oh my god. Where are you going? Where are you going? Are you using L3 because I think that's the sprint button when it's circle? There we go. Finally. There we go. Right, like, this was the only one where I'm like, okay, I can imagine this I can, like, you know, I could, like, suspend my disbelief and be like, okay, like, this is one part of the blade, this is another part of the weapon, and they got, like, put together. But really, I think it's the only one you could really make that work for. The rest, it's like Xavier said earlier, it's like, it's just, like, dipped in a vat. Out of curiosity, do the Crucible Knights have the same aura as Godfrey and this Gargo supposedly does during certain attacks? And does it happen with the Mesmer soldiers too? Like, do they get the same aura effect as well? The ones with the axe, at least? Just want to clarify. All right. Let's see. 141. There we go. Oh, is it gonna do it? Nope. Like, this is the look, just not with the background here. Like, we're really close to something magical. Oh, maybe I can still make it. Damn. Damn. Feel really sad about that. Oh! Here it is! Right? Is this it? Yeah, you can see the smoking effect here, for sure. God, I've never been so happy an enemy has such bulky wings. No, on Crucible Knights, and Mesmer soldiers get red line effects to show they have a damage buff, like how 2 of the troll bosses get buffed after they roar. I see. So they don't quite do this, even though it's the same idea. Gotcha. Wish I could tell you with certainty how many A's have, but I only know of these ones for sure. Again, that's fine, because there aren't that many enemies who I would think would have it anyway, right? Now, maybe there's a really bizarre one that's an exception or something. That's totally possible, but... Oh. There we go. Yeah, this one's hard to imagine, too, because the best argument you have is this tiny little strip here. Okay. There we go. That's a lot of damage. Damn, can't get a good angle on it. We're gonna have to try that again. Alright, let's... just in case. I think it was some weird ones. It can still be understood as like animalistic / barbaric strength. I agree, right? But it definitely seems like they want to associate that specifically with Godfrey's, you know, soldiers at least. Which again, no issue with that on the lore front. Just an observation. And normal Valiant gargoyles, as far as I remember, they don't do perfumer attacks, right? It's only the broken ones. Even in the standard, like, mini-boss fights you can do, like, at, Capital Outskirts, I think. Yeah, this doesn't look like wind stomp stuff to me. This looks like just using... it's like the vacuums... Woo! This looks like just using the force of, you know, the giant you know, massive body in order to cause some wind force. Yeah, the broken ones. Yeah, the broken ones are the ones that always do it. Which makes me wonder if the use of poison specifically for these was deliberate, or if they just want some variety for the boss fight. Yeah, this looks like, oh yeah, like he's using momentum and the centripetal force and blah, 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 like a propeller almost to like build up the wind, rather than what we see with the Banished Knights. So I don't think there's a Stormveil or Banished Knight connection here. Oh, I'm out of stuff. Okay. This guy's not doing the poison so far. I would like him to go back to the axe, though, ideally. Oh. Alright. Oh, is he gonna do it? No. Come on. There we go. Woo! We're good enough here. We got the important shot. Looks like it's basically the same attack, too, otherwise. Alright, Stomp. Alright. Then he's switching back to Halberd. Okay, or Twin Blade, I should say. Is there a emergency leave button? I forget. Actually, wait, yeah, there is. What am I thinking? There we go. Yeah, we go, of course. Duh. Duh. Alright, I think we got all the shots we wanted. We got the poison stuff. I couldn't get the other one to do it, but I think that should be fine. So it's just these guys and Godfrey. Unfortunately, getting a shot of Godfrey, not the easiest. Yes, Memory of Grace. Okay, good. Good to know that one works too. But for boss fights, it's easier just to quit out, I think, because it just takes you outside the arena anyway. And it doesn't cost you any runes or anyone. Alright, so... where do we go from here? I think Avenue Balcony might be the best option. No, not this way. What do you carry? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look at that at some point. I don't remember what that scarab has. I hear him. Get here. Okay. Livingston 5. No. Just straightforward. Perfect. Could I adjust the lighting so that way that could be even better for us? Let's see. What can I do? Yeah, not a lot I can work with here. Alright, that's an option. There we go. Yeah, I have zero memory of what that scarab is supposed to be. Earth Steed Dagger. Holy Proof Dried Loomer. Alright. Hey, Kim. Hope you're doing alright. I'm doing rather swell today. Nice chill stream. Always nice to have, you know? Oh. Yeah, something like this looks good. Lane Del Scarab? It's likely Thunderbolt or something. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just I don't remember specifically what it was. Like, it just completely slipped my mind that that thing even existed there at any point. There we go. There's still some of that purple that we see, so I'm not crazy. It is... Yeah, it's part of all of them. Okay. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm good. Oh, I never knew the Wraith Calling Bells did magic damage while the Omen Barons do holy. Yeah, neither did I. That's cool to know as a distinction. Yeah, considering you get attacked by the Mad Albinorex, I wouldn't be surprised if after my first encounter with it, because I've been using the free cam for so long, I just kind of forgot that that was just kind of how the setup went. I just thought it was kind of you got ambushed by the Albinorex period, but no. Looks like there was at least a scare or whatever to draw you to them. Okay. Okay. Wait. Oh, right, over here. Alright, so I think that covers what we could get shots of from these guys here, right? Like I said, getting Godfrey, that's not going to be easy. Maybe I'll ask Zuli if she'd be so kind as to get me a shot of Godfrey doing the aura thing. Does he do it as Horalu, as only Godfrey first phase with Siraj, both? Like, does anyone remember the specifics? This. Oh wow, what a shocker. What a shocker. I never liked Valkyrie and ER as a stand-in for Senno Tome, which is like War. Yeah, I know. Yeah, War Maiden, like Tomoe and Sekiro, I guess. How do you feel about that? As far as I recall, that is a typical translation of Valkyrie into Japanese. So I don't really have an issue with it because, like, again, that's kind of like the standard. It's very evocative of that. I can't speak to whatever use it might have in Sekiro, obviously. But, like, yeah, I have no issue with both. Good to know. But I don't have, like, I'm not, like, inherently, like, you know, or I should say I'm not reflexively against the translation there. In fact, again, I always have to be mindful in the context of Elden Ring especially. The term Valkyrie might come from Martin in the English. Like, there could just be a passing mention of Melania as a Valkyrie, or, like, Melania and her Valkyries, or, you know, there's... I always want to caution against, like, you know, when it comes to some of the terminology we have here, because some of those key terms may very well come from the English, and then they're being, like, back translated into Japanese on Miyazaki's part, right? Like, that's why, for example, the disparity between, like, the Japanese and English for Empyrean, I'm not that big harped on, because I can easily see Empyrean being a term that Martin used, and then Miyazaki had to find a way to translate that into something that his audience would understand, kind of like how Erd Tree becomes Golden Tree in Japanese. I'm almost certain that Martin came up with the term Erd Tree, but then Miyazaki decided he was going to make it something that's obviously, you know, a lot more straightforward. Now, he kept Elden Lord as, you know, Elda King, but, like, again, that ultimately, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm always careful about getting the weeds on that type of stuff specifically, just because there is a lot more wiggle room for it to be, you know, English first, actually. That's one of the things that makes Elden Ring a little bit more complicated to talk about on the translation compared to, you know, Miyazaki's past works, because the Martin factor. Yeah, again, even if we're putting all that aside, I would say that if I was to just give my opinion, you know, calling her a war maiden, battle maiden, however you want to put it, is totally, like, acceptable in my book. Like, it fits, it works, it captures the idea of what a Valkyrie is anyway. Like, I don't have any issue with the terminology, period. Alright, so focusing now on what we got here. Do we have that guy? Is he still alive up there? I can't see from here, unfortunately. I guess I'll have to, I haven't even been to Fortified Manor, apparently, so he might still be alive. Yeah, that's the problem, is that, like I said, when it comes to, like, just the actual descriptions themselves, it's easy to determine because Miyazaki's very clear. Like, this is his text. Now, could it be possible that some of his item descriptions are paraphrasing stuff from Martin's own text, and that is getting, it's, you know, then we have, like, an English getting translated to Japanese that's being translated back in English, or maybe the localizers have access to Martin's text, so they know when Miyazaki's referencing those, so then he just uses they just use Martin's exact words. All of that could be true. Again, it's just that it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're having to make an assumption after assumption after assumption about so many things that I try not to get too big in the weeds of being like, oh, well, this is inaccurate because this is what the Japanese says for key terms and stuff like that, right? Because that's something where it's like, okay, the simplest assumption would just be, it might just be something in Martin's notes, and the disparity is just because, you know, it's so difficult to localize or whatever. So mention the differences and the, you know, potential, like, you know, added layers of meaning that might exist on for a Japanese terminology, but don't try to harp on it, is my position. Yeah, this is like the first time first time I've been up here, I guess, so that's cool. Hmm. Yeah, nothing else I really want to grab around here with. Well, no wonder I didn't notice before. The shadows on the face make it almost impossible to really get a look here. This is the most awkward spot to actually face this guy because the, you know, quote unquote arena is so small. I guess if you like force him over into there, it won't be as bad, but like, goodness me. We already have all the shots I could want of like this guy and the stuff he can do here. And this isn't an axe boy, so he's not going to give us any of the stuff I really want. So yeah, I think we're basically golden here. Like, we've got what we, like, reasonably ask for. We've already gotten all the way to Morgoth with this character, so... We've already beaten that Godfrey. Haven't gotten there, that's fine. Ah! Well, still a Loki stream. Thanks for the commentary. If I do this in isolation, I feel like risk entering pointless rabbit holes. Well, here's the thing that I will say. It is something where I'm very open-ended with people and, like, you know, having their own interpretation, stuff like that, right? Like, I'm very much a type of person where I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I think, I'm gonna tell you why I think you're wrong or whatever like that, but ultimately, like, I'm not your mom, I'm not here to police you or try to, you know, teach you the right way, so do whatever you want, right? At the end of the day, it's just a video game. But I will say that there definitely is, like, a point where I see, like, you know, I see people, like, they're, how do I word this? There's sometimes I do see a certain, like, pushiness in the attempts to be like, oh, well, this is specifically talking to the translation context, but, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, this says something, you know, this way, and therefore we can interpret like this. Is like, no. It's one of those things where it becomes very blatant, where some people have an idea where they're like, okay, I'm trying to fit I really want this round piece to fit in the square hole, so I'm going to try to contort this square to be a circle finally. It's like, no, that's not actually how that works, right? So it is something where you do need people who are at least have a certain expertise, and, you know, there's always going to be differences of opinion and things like that regardless, right? So I'm always someone who's like, you know, it's always good to have, you know, multiple people in this space to talk about that side. But it's definitely something where it's like, okay, like, at the very least, you have to be proficient enough to kind of understand when, like, you know, you're clearly just, like, spouting nonsense. Which is a shame, because then that makes it diminishes the actual good work that should be being done with trying to clarify, like, you know, translation meanings and stuff like that, right? Is it me, or is there not any gold on the wings? There might not be. It might be there. It kind of looks like it might be, but the lighting makes it awkward. Let me see if I change the lighting, if that causes a difference. I don't know. I have to look at what. Let me pull up the screenshot we had. No, not like this. No. Actually, yeah, it does kind of look like that. Let me bring it up for you guys, right? Let me shrink this for you. Gonna move this a little. There we go. There you go, so it's a bit more reasonable. But yeah, same thing we can see here, right? You can see there's the very dark spot right there in the middle, like a dark stripe almost. You can see some of the same stuff up here. But then it goes to the gold. Do we see anything like this here at the bottom? Kind of. So I think it is, in fact, there. Oh, bad, my bad. Don't wanna... Yeah, it seems to still be there. That's for sure. Alright. And that covers that. Yeah, so my only point that I'm trying to make is that, like, ultimately, I feel it does irk me a bit when I see people who are doing something that I feel might be damaging to people being able to trust, you know, talking about this stuff. Because then it just sounds like, you know, everyone's a snake oil salesman trying to bullshit you so they can, you know, try to justify their opinion. It's like, no, there, you know, there's legitimate work and stuff that we have to, like, go through on this side that really does help better inform everybody in the end. Yeah, I have something on these axe guys, because their axes actually give us, like, good lore and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out where I can fit that stuff in about them. Looks pretty different to me. You think so? I thought the lighting was just different enough to... But maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, maybe I have something to ask Zuli if I can have, like, a model comparison. Looks the same texture with yellow on it. Is it yellow, or is it maybe supposed to be actually maybe a green? Like a lime green, kind of? No, I don't think it would be. For the poison? I don't know. I don't know, that might be a reach. Wait, the hell? Like, I get the other arm. This one, though, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at here? Like, this has to be, like, contorted wrong. It just looks off. Maybe, like, again, I could be crazy, but, like, that might be playing some role there with the poison and all that. Yeah, maybe I'll ask Zuli if maybe she could potentially, you know, do me a solid and check that out. Remember the Scarlet Rot ones have a snake bite you when you get grabbed? Is it a bronze snake, though? Like the armor pieces here is my question. Because that's the part I've always found curious. Because we definitely have the idea that you can get bronze snakes to be, like, quote-unquote, alive. Like with the coil snake weapon that's supposed to be related to all this. But is that what's happening here? Like, are these actually potentially, like, I don't know, golem snakes? And the Scarlet Rot one being, like, an enhanced version of the enemy is really showcasing what they can do. The little right card on the helmet. Wait, is it a right card? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not exactly like right card, because right card was like realistically, right card would be like somewhere like here or whatever it was, or was it like, oh no, I think it was down here, right? Because the head curls back, so it was like somewhere like on like the throat. But yeah, not crazy. I have said before that I think Rykard wasn't the first. I've gone on record that I think the Glowmite Queen's Elden Lord may have been the first to actually get chomped by the snake and face down Godfrey. That has been my position in the past. So I could definitely see something like this working into the subtleties of the lore. There we go. There we go. Lol. All right. We got that covered. So I don't think the duelists do the aura attack at any point. I could be wrong, but I feel like they just do standard stuff. I think the snake that comes out is red, like the armor is red. Well, that makes sense, because, like, obviously, if the you know, gladiator has been corrupted by the scarlet rot, then the snake inside would also be corrupted. But I guess the question would be, is the snake just red, or is it also got, like, signs that it's, like, you know, bronze and metallic and stuff, like the armor pieces and things, right? There we go. Yeah, ultimately the big goal for me when it comes to the translations of Elden Ring specifically is not to focus too hard on some of the terminologies, right? And if there's any discrepancies there, and be like, oh no, this is like just localization fluff. Like, it could be, and it could not be. So I'm not going to focus too hard on, like, you know, trying to exclude that from the data set. My focus is more so on, like, okay, what is like the dialogue and the general text the characters going through? Are there any major discrepancies there? Is there any nuance in Miyazaki's script that is being potentially lost in the translation, right? Is there some wordplay or double meanings there that are at play that are worth mentioning and could contribute, right? Like, that would be my biggest focus. Our favorite. The snake on his arms are green, and this color is associated with the apostles, right? This was Celadon, I think. I have no idea what you're talking about there, Macaroni. That is. I don't know if that's a typo you made, but I have no idea what a Celadon is. We had just the perfumers there. These are the typical streets. There's another thing I wanted to... Oh, yeah, I wanted to do a quick run through potential corners of Liurnia. In case there's anything I missed. I don't think down south here there's any little, like, camps or anything that I need to be concerned about. Doing work on Liurnia Civil War has been a blessing for me. Oh, you know what we could do? I could go here and do combat and get some shots of the attacks that the gargoyle in service to Malekith does. Oh! Yeah. So far, though, I'm glad to see that Radigan's Reign is mostly complete, though. Like, there isn't, I'm mostly just adding stuff that would have been nice to have included in the original posting. I'm glad I'm not doing anything crazy with this second, like, update I'm working, I guess in my first, second version that I'm working on, getting all set. Around here. Liurnia. Never change Liurnia. Just rainy and gray and all these things. Hi, Chris. Don't tell me it's up here. Dim. Yeah, it is. Oh, there's no debris or anything in here, right? Just want to double check. No. Yeah, they just go straight to the poison stuff. If I was designing this area, I would have put more debris and things in the lead up here, really kind of get the feeling of, oh, the water draining out down here, Really? Oh, now I try to find my way out of here. There we go. Are there any cutscenes you want to get custom angles on? Not currently, no. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we got. Like, what shots would I want to get? Maybe, like, I could get some stuff of Godric, because we have it posted. Or Radahn. Right? But I've already killed Radahn, I think, on this character, too, as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no small camps or anything here, just the doggos. I like the implication that the dogs managed to survive here, despite everything else dying out. Getting killed, Because the cuckoos are using the noble dogs. And so these regular commoner stray dogs are the ones that get left behind. They didn't get purified with everything else. Oh, whoops. This ain't Night Rain. Oh my god. Puppets. Yeah, I just made the sorcerer's command here because he's overlooking and doing all that stuff here. It would make no sense that somehow the sorcerer just happened to be hanging back here. So this... I wonder if the idea is that the cuckoos took this tower. Yeah, you know what? That's probably it. The cuckoos probably took this tower from a... from some Relayan Lucarian knight or whatever. That would make the most sense. And then after they took the tower and set up the checkpoint, the sorcerer then did his own thing. That survival instinct the dogs have. Maybe. I think Dancing Lion would be cool to show that its eyes glow when it's revived and possessed in the cutscene. Yeah, I could see that for sure. They got that dog in them. Oh, they got that dog in them, alright. Golden Rune 3. Golden Rune 6. This I also want to get a shot of. Yeah, I like this. Boom. Crystal dart, crystal dart. Yeah, so that'll be talked about with Lyrian. Oh, right, Lyrian Civil War. I want to say we have these. Nah, I want to do it on clear day. And I might already have a shot anyway, so. This I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've been through here thoroughly. I'm pretty convinced there's nothing else here that I could have missed. I know. Over here. What are you be working on next? Lyrian and Civil War's on the plate. I'm also thinking of working on Londor or Ariandel as well, because I really want to finish Dark Souls 3. Like, I've been so... like, you don't understand. I have had... Ariandel and Londor are some of, like, the big things I've wanted to get covered for years. I've been wanting to, like, you know, talk about some of this stuff. And I just haven't, because, like, you know, times passed, other things were up, like, DS2 was a priority as well, you know, Elden Ring, like, all this other stuff, like, has got in the way. And it feels so sad because it's like, it's all the stuff with Velka. It's all the Velka stuff I want to talk about. It's like, all the great Dark Souls 3 lore about Velka, So, like, I really, like, I'm just itching so much to just finally have it all written out, and I can finally close the book on Dark Souls, you know? Did I pass it? Or is it further down than I remember? Yeah, we got these guys with the doggos here. This poor noble here with the soldiers taking stuff from him. Go there, this... Yeah, this is... There we go. Perfect. You're a fake Velka fan. We have burrow, flowers. I vaguely recall there being stuff with, yeah, duh, these guys, what a shocker. No, nothing really significant. All right, more of Miranda. Typical crystal formation. Yeah, okay, this stuff like this. There we go. Perfect. Oh, damn. Hoping I could get a vantage point in case... Trying to find all the little vignettes and stuff that might be worth mentioning. Cool. How about over here? No. How about over here? Got some angry ones. I forget what angered them, though. There's a corpse or something here, I recall. Oh, well, you hear him. Hear the bell toll. For whom the bell tolls. We have the sheep here, nothing too crazy or meaningful about that. Are they under? No. I have to test this. Let's see if we have bell ringers come in. Nope. Nope, these guys just decided they were gonna have a nice little kumbaya circle. But they realized that in Night Rain, all the drawing at the end of character remembrances are done by Executor. Oh, that's true. That's true. It does kind of have the same style as what we see with some of the other things that Executor does. That is a neat little thing. Nice little added detail. I don't remember what you had. Are you the one with the are you the one with the shield bash or shield charge or whatever it was? There we go. It's funny how much this one's leaning is. You know, it's not even in the water compared to some of the... Kind of funny how that worked. Go this way. Just bats here, nothing too special. You know what? You know, turning AI back on with these guys in the area was maybe not the smartest thing I've ever done. I will say. Ray Lucaria, right? That's the tower. The graveyard's, you know, basically in there. There's all this building. There's that tower with the crossbow. Or is it this tower? It's one of the two. So we cross over to get into the classroom building over here, right? And that ends with the debate parlor over here. Uh-huh. I think the most impressive thing is that apparently at all these trees they managed to grow and, you know, spread down this way, you know? Like, I guess it kind of makes sense because there's like a garden thing here at this section, right? But it's just kind of funny. Like, it's specifically like here, too. Uh-huh, okay. Let me turn AI back off. There we go. Dragon Boy over there. Yep, still no small camps or anything that I'm missing. Covered that pretty extensively. Not sure there's anything too significant going on there. Yeah, that we've already covered. There's the minor Erd tree over here. Some more sheep. A lot more sheep. Oh god, I don't remember what we could pick up there either. You have to look back and see where certain items are located. Okay, the Cuckoo's Ever Jail over here. Whew. Then we got this. Blood grease. Wait, is that a corpse under there? There is in fact a corpse under there. Didn't work out for that guy. Jellyfish shield? Yeah, okay. Our favorite little mistaken. Our mistaken little Godric banner. Accidentally thrown here instead of this one. They accidentally placed down the wrong one. Always funny to see. Over here. Oh, you guys are... Oh, I didn't realize you guys showed up here. Of course, got this stuff here. Some more nobles. Left their dogs back at camp. We have the defensive line over here. Give us our brother back, said the jellyfish. Frickin' noble or what I guess merchant maybe even like just trying to like crawl under the cart, be like, they won't find me if I'm under the protection of this wood, and then it collapses on him. Just desserts. Look what your greed brought you. Nothing crazy here. I know there's the fingers in that one corner down there. Some nobles kind of just chilling. Yeah, okay. This looks good. I like this. I can include mention of, like, you know, more nobles. Ooh. This guy's running around. That's with the Hoarfrost Stomp, as I recall. Got that. Oh, God. We're high up. We're up. We're high. High as a kite. Ah! There we go. Oh. More fingers. Just wolves doing wolf things. You know, playing around as they do. Like good old doggos. Mm-hmm. And let's see anything else that I've missed in the past. Got that covered. I don't think there's anything around here on these sides. Yeah, it's just a typical fallen tree. Right. Now we go this way. I forget, is there a maiden down here? I think there is. Yeah, there is. Or, sorry, virgin, totally different. The Iron Virgin. Well, Anything suspicious here? 2. 5 isn't suspicious, right? Yeah. Nothing sus there. 2. 4. 2. 1. 1. 4. 3. Okay. Need to be doubly certain. Oh. There you go. There we go. There we go. Actually, it's Abductor Virgin. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've disgraced the virgins. Whatever will I do to get them back? Dude's just kind of chilling. We're finally on this side. Now, there's somewhere around here is this little stuff with the fire monks, right? It's somewhere around here. Still silver? Okay, good. Yeah. There's nothing really in this stretch here. Yeah. Alright, I think I've covered most of the area, right? I don't think I'm missing any small thing. Like, we get here and we just have Albinaurix kind of patrolling about, nothing special here. Oh. There we go. Got that covered for once, lol. Oh, Blood Rose is here. I don't recall that being a thing. I don't see any more popping up, but I don't know how close you have to be for that. Be really weird if it's just like literally the one bush, so gotta keep my eyes open here. Nope, nothing here. There we go. Not seeing it. Nope. No red. All right, let's go that way. No, it seriously does look like it might just be that random bush. Oh, mushrooms. Huh. Where the hell? Like, it's so weird to me that it's just a random bush of blood roses, you know? Like, I think there's more at the graveyard area, but it's like, okay, that's pretty reasonable. It's a graveyard area. Nothing there. Yeah, that's crazy. Nope. Uh-huh. Thought I saw it, but no. I'm checking every corner and it's just not showing up. Also, what is this glass of these windows made of? Like, not a single one shattered, you know? Home, sweet home. Take me home. Arterially. I swear, it feels like I'm trying to cover every street and block at this point. It just doesn't show up. It's literally just here. It's not like a, oh, it's along the highway type of thing either. It's just not. At least I don't see it. Oh, right, you know. We may as well. It's like, ah, damn, I have to call Daddy to clean up my mess again. Being so mean. Daddy, I've killed my maidservant. Yes, I know it's the 5th one, but you have tons of cash. I'm sure that you can spare a few change to help clean up my mess again and get me a new one. Give me a butler. A fine butler. Ay. Yeah, there's another blood rose. Like this, I remember there being like 1 or 2 blood rose bushes around here. Mm-hmm. Alright, so besides that blood rose, I think we've covered... the whole gambit. I don't like how Liurnia looks. It's so empty. Plus, you gave it Elden Fish here. Listen, guys, listen. It's not a place that you're meant to feel like it's hustling and bustling. You're meant to just kind of enjoy the aura. It's something you look at from afar. I will say, though, I do really like just the way this is set up. Like, the stuff with the trees and the fog and the water. And how, like, you know, there's just left with open space for you to just kind of go and go and go. I actually enjoy it a lot. That's just me. All right. Oh, I guess it's nighttime. Lol. Lol, guess it's night. There we go. No patches here yet. Uh-huh. Yeah, I understand why people wouldn't like it. I totally get it. If you don't like it because you feel like, you know, you feel like there could just be more to it in terms of just, like, instead of just mostly, like, wide open areas with kind of, like, buildings that have sunk so far that they're more like hills, right? I could totally get that. If we could, like, go inside some of the buildings, maybe, you know, just do a little bit more. I totally understand that. But for the vibe they were going for with this, like, it's right up my alley. Like, it is perfectly what I want. I know there's more blood roses around here. Yeah, like, well, literally. Alright. Golden sunflowers everywhere. Yeah, we're at Lascar now, so run out of stuff. Okay, I think I've covered basically the whole of Liurnia. The only other thing I can think of is maybe there's some small stuff somewhere in these corners that I've missed. I don't know. I don't remember there being any camps that, again, that'd be kind of the point. I wouldn't remember, but I don't know. I feel like Bellum and stuff. Ooh. Okay, you know what? We'll do a quick peruse. I'm talking, but I tend to traverse Liurnia on foot for that reason. If it happens to nightfall, the mood is quite unique, and that's something for a game full of painting like moods. Yeah, for sure. I think the colorfulness of Elden Ring definitely lends you know, lends to itself. Just because, like, much like Dark Souls, like, you just feel that color pop. And this game is, like, surpasses Dark Souls, again, specifically Dark Souls 1, but surpasses that game in terms of, like, colorfulness. So, like, you really feel the colors pop when you're playing through this. Like, it is a very warm and welcoming game, all things considered, visually. And with that, when they then, like, tamper it down with the fog and stuff, even that still feels like there's enough color there to really let you just kind of go, wow. Yeah, bats are here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't find that scarab there. Nothing here, nothing over here. Ah, there you are. Right over here. I don't get why we don't have a photo mode in the base game. Because photo mode sort of detracts from the intended gameplay experience when players have the option to just quote-unquote pause and move things around whenever they want. I much prefer the game not have it, and I have to mod one in, personally. But again, that's just me. I'm someone who actually is a very much kind of a purist when it comes to the RPG experience. Like, if the devs set it up so that there wouldn't be, like, a quote-unquote pause button, I prefer they wouldn't try to add one in. But again, keep in mind, I'm also someone who thinks that summons were stupid and should never have been added to the game either. Dragon Wound Grease, what a shocker. Yeah, there's nothing here. Alright. I have covered pretty extensively Liurnia. I'm pretty confident in saying that Yellow Ember, Sithing Stone 2. Rune 3. I'm pretty confident saying that I think I've got all the little vignettes and stuff that I could want. We got all the stuff for the gargoyles and things, so let's just very quickly wrap things up by doing the one in, at the Dragon Shrine Temple thing. And then we'll be done. Right, there's not one in here, it's over here. Wait, what? I guess it was the birds. Alright, we go this way. But yeah, let's finish off with Malekith's gargoyle and we'll be good, I think. Am I crazy? I know. Oh, it's over here. I already have it. Okay. Never mind then. You brought a plague upon everyone. Imagine escaping that hell of a dungeon and making it all the way off the plateau, only to come to a village and end up screwing things up for yourself and everybody else anyway. Excellent work on the Radigan thesis, Chief. Well, thanks, Nick. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. You know, I don't think it's my best or anything. It was definitely a very tough one to work through, but I'm glad that, you know, people are appreciating the work that went into it, because I do think that the conclusions are worthwhile. All right, let's move over here. All right, it's time. It's time. Miyazaki wants you to be fully immersed, no pausing, no photos, only game. So why does he hide so many things that he can't really see without these modes? For Loki, of course. Yeah, it's all to give me something to do. Miyazaki knows that I need to be busy for the rest of my life. Otherwise, I'll go insane. I'll turn into Seath. Alright. Alright, let's see some magic happen. All right. I'm in the middle of this note, but I don't really like reading in English, so this is taking me a lot of time. No problem, Macaroni. Take as much time as you need. It's funny, because I know people who actually, at the very least, I know people who've asked or whatever, to be like, hey, can I translate, like, your stuff or whatever into my native language? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, like, just know that I might randomly update it and your translation will be technically out of date, because, like, you know, I like to add a thing or two, but, like, you know, if you're okay with that, like, I don't mind. Like, I would just tell you to put the date of when you did the translation, because it could be that something had changed. Oh, everything about Malekith, he's so cool. Yeah, I like the design. All right. I got some hiccups. Sorry, chat. This turned into hiccup ASMR. Your best work was the core and gold mask Yowie fanfic. Oh! Wow, right off the bat. Aren't we lucky? Always awkward when you're on a hill already because you already have a bit of an incline you're working with. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's the only special attack that guy really has compared to the normal one, too, so... Me when I find a cool stick in the woods. Yeah, it does have that energy, doesn't it? Chad, he's doing the thing! He's doing it right off the bat, makes things easy. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else crazy we have to worry about with this guy. This goober, I think, made things real simple for us. Oh. If only this stupid rock wasn't in the way. I like that shot. The wind move is also destined death? Oh, okay, then we can try to get that too. That one doesn't have the excuse of corpse wax for it, but... Oh, damn. I think I'm dead. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can get him to do spin to win. Alright. Alright. Alright, I think we avoided any other aggro to annoy us during this. Oh! Woo! Eventually he'll switch. Eventually he'll switch. Woo! Eventually he'll switch. There we go. Ah, damn. Oh! Yeah, do it in a better location. Ooh. No. Oh! maybe. All right, I'm gonna try, hopefully get him to do it again and maybe slightly more even. No, you're supposed to do the thing with the halberd and don't go back to the sword. Come on, go back to the nice pseudo-axe spear thing. Come on, I want my spear axe, my axe spear. My Spiraxio! Oh! Nice. Oh, damn. Wrong direction. Okay. He has no FP. Ran out of FP. Alright, before I forget, I also want to like do this. Yeah, cool. Cool. There we go. Alright, there we go. Yellow. Ah, damn. Just don't follow me, bro. Just give up. Oh god. The hiccup ASMR is coming back. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. I don't know what happened there, but I'll take it. Man, just wanted to hit the hill for a second. Just give it a good double tap. Come on, man, over here. Oh. Oh. Damn. Not the spin we wanted. No! Come on. Oh. Whoa. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now do it. Just do it right there. Right there in my face. Oh! No. Oh! Damn. I did not get it fast enough. Oh! It's about here. There we go. Weird and significant question, but do you think the deceased heroes grafted to from the Gargoyles retain the identities from their prior isoslides, or they new life form entirely? I can imagine there being some partial identity there, but I don't think anything meaningful. I think it'd be the same question as you could say to a skeleton. Does a skeleton, does a reanimated skeleton have any semblance of its former identity? Sure, maybe some aspect of it, but I think overriding it is the will of the reanimator, essentially suppressing their personal desire, maybe most of their memories, in order for them to act as essentially automatons, right? So I don't think anything to a significant degree. But hey, if you want to add to the horror. Ooh, this is a cool one. Yeah, something like this is the best, for sure. Can you do it again? Come on, do it again. Oh no. Woo! Woo! Yeah, that I was like, I'm gonna be. I should have been going toward him, not away from him at that moment. Oh. Yeah, thank you. Oh. No, that was normal spin. Oh! No. That's not what we want either. No! So close. Yeah, the fact that you use the existing fighting style would tell me that at least something about their former identities has to remain. But like, again, I just don't know if it's something like, are they like, you know, is it sort of like this, what's the phase? I have no mouth and I must scream. Is it something like that? I don't know. I don't know if there's any, like, you know, conscious thought going through their brains versus instinct of, you know, their fighting styles and stuff that they're operating upon, you know, which would be more of a bodily thing. Well, kind of like what we see with hollows and stuff. Damn. All right, one more attempt. I'm gonna try to get like that first spin they do with the Malekith thing. After that, we're done though. Do gargoyles have fully modeled weapons or the corpse wax? I'm pretty sure no. I think the corpse wax is part of the model, but I can't say that I know for 100% sure. Yeah, dumb and annoying. All right. Okay. Probably like Ashes of War stuff. Yeah, it could be something like that too. All right. Oh. All right. Oh. Nope. That was normal spin. Oh! Nope. That's that slam. Oh! Nope. Another one. No. Oh, come on, he got me there. Whew. Oh no, come on! Damn. I need to heal myself more when I do that. I always think, oh no, it's my horse, not me. But no, I definitely take damage. Let's... No, they definitely didn't volunteer when they're dead. That's the whole point. Them being corpse and corpse wax. They were dug up. Alright. One more try, come on. Oh my gosh. That's a cool one. Don't see him do that one often. Ah, fucking hell. Oh. Woo! Ah, damn. Woo! That was close. Alright, come on. No. Come on. Woo! Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come. Oh. Nah. Terrible positioning, unfortunately. Dude, you gotta do it in the good look. Ah! Oh my god. Why can't he do what he's told to do? OMG, yeah, I know. He's doing everything but what we want. Alright. Serious this time. Last one. And then we're ending the stream. We get it, we don't get it, it's fine. We got other shots. I'm not gonna say we didn't get some good stuff out of this. Hello? Alright, okay, cool. Switch over. Alright. There we go. It's just a halberd. Alright, come on, do it. Do it. No. Oh! Yes! Yes, yes! And then we take the shot from this angle. Let's do a straight on shot there. That. I guess just to say we have it. There you go. Alright! Alright! Yeah, nothing else I care about there. Okay, we got it. We're good. We can get out of here. Hasta la vista, Johnny! Sayonara, sucker! Ah! He did a Black Death roar. He did not appreciate me saying goodbye. He thought I was gonna stay in chat, have some crumpets and cookies. Oops. right. That's it. We did it all. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me run around like an idiot trying to get screenshots. As always. Thanks for keeping me company. I appreciate it. Yep, what I expect, exactly as expected. Anyway, yeah, so we'll see what I can do with this stuff. See if there's anything else I'm forgetting too, but I'm not thinking it's gonna be normal that we're gonna be doing this stuff with Elden Ring. So I feel most likely what's gonna happen is, like, as I find stuff where I'm like, oh, I need to get screenshots for this, like, we're gonna do that. Otherwise, we're gonna keep to doing, like, casual games, the occasional Night Rain stream when new content's coming out, you know, that type of stuff. So, yeah. I would say this could be, like, a return to Elden Ring, like, on the regular or anything. Might be worth a shot at that projectile. Nah, I'm fine for now. We've been streaming for long enough. I'm good for the moment. Maybe another time I'll be like, you know what, let's get it. Why not? Just for completionist sake, we'll say we have it. Another round of photography done. Yeah, see you guys. Be safe. Later.